Okay, Christina here to listen to some music, and today's music selection is Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. This is only the third reaction to Yes on the channel. I don't know how that has happened, but here we are. I guess maybe it seems like it's more than that because I've done a few other things by Rick Wakeman, who I know was in this group. He's sort of been off and on in this group. And then also John Anderson, especially with John and Vangelis. Got a few of those reactions on the channel. The other two were Roundabout, which was an awesome direct request, and the first place winner for the poll on Patreon and for channel members for songs by Yes. It was the combo of Your Move / I've Seen All Good People. So now we are on to the second place winner on the poll. That would be this song, Owner of a Lonely Heart. So that's how we got here. Again, sorry that it's taken a while to get back to this band, but I am really excited to dive into this. And what exactly are we diving into? I am a professional, classically trained musician, instrumentalist, vocalist, composer, and professor, so we dive in to how the piece was composed, the instrumentation, music theory and form and analysis, maybe some instrument demos, and of course, how do we relate to this music? Why do we like it so much? Or maybe why do we not like it so much? So let's not delay hearing this band any further. Let's listen. Okay, here we go. Okay, wait. I think I know this song. Yeah, that's John Anderson's voice. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. 1983. So I knew this song came out in 1983. The other two that I've heard were in 1971, I believe. But I do know of this song. I have not owned a recording of it, but it's just kind of always been around. I'm sure I grew up with it in the 80s. I think I remember hearing it, swimming at the public pool, playing in the background. I think I remember how the chorus goes. Which means I've heard this song in the past. I didn't put it together that was John Anderson singing. Okay, I'm kind of blown away by this. This is fun. This is fun. Okay, wow. I'm kind of shocked though. All right, in a good way. All right, here we go. Let's see if this is the song I'm thinking of. Wow. All right, y'all. Okay. So yeah, I've heard this song. I definitely recognize the main chorus there. I had no idea that this was this band. No idea. And this is honestly the first time I'm hearing this song up close. There are so many little details in this song, and now I understand where they're coming from because I heard the earlier work from this band, and with the other ones that are on this channel, I've heard like John Anderson with John and Vangelis. So so again, don't forget to check those reactions out on the channel too. Got a couple of those. But this, I mean, I know his voice now. I didn't realize that was him. Okay. I just remember hearing this song in the distance over little tiny speakers, like I said, like at the public pool. You're not going to be able to catch all these little details. There are so many little sparkly details. And some of them are very 80s synthesizer, like the orchestra hits. Those are great. I was remembering an echoey part, like owner of a lonely heart. That part, that. And so we finally got there. I heard that, and I was like, okay, yeah. It's like my brain is it's like this is a really weird experience because the song is somewhere in there, but I'm hearing it for the first time, like with all of these neat little details. The guitar is really strong in this too, but that seems to be like, an 80s thing. So, first listening to this band from 1971, 72, somewhere in there, it was very progressive rock. This is more transitioning into 80s rock, and I don't mind 80s music. That's some of the music I know, like late 80s, early 90s is the popular music era that I got to know. This is slightly before that, but again, obviously it was around. So, okay, back it up a little bit and hear this echoey part, I think, and we're going to keep going. Okay, that was a pretty cool solo. Excellent guitar work there, and more guitar work here. It's just funny how it's transitioning again into that 80s style. But I am still totally picking up on all of the progressive rock details, like roundabout, painting a picture here. I never knew all of that was in this song. It is kind of being dominated by the 80s guitar sounds and like those orchestra hits, but it's a nod to that time. I think it's fun, and it's kind of a neat fusion between these two. So a band is going to evolve, and so this has to be part of that. But wow, I think this was a really popular song. Not like the other two that I heard were not popular, but like this, wow, okay. Let's continue. Let's hear the rest of this out. I want to hear how they wind this down.
Owner of
Okay, we were getting into some classic John singing there at the end. Changed keys. It was that neighboring tone sort of key change, just going from one note right sort of next door, which there was a lot of in the previous tracks that I listened to. Wow. Okay. I know I keep saying it. I'm just really blown away by this. Was not expecting this on so many levels, just because I do know this song and I had not heard it with all of the details here. I have a whole new appreciation for this song. But it is quite different from their early work, I think. Is it not? I think it is. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as everybody, who listens to this is okay and sort of keeping up with the evolution of this band. Because I think it is a little bit more mainstream and less experimental, but at the same time, I am hearing all of the experimentation, all those little touches. It's really cool. There are parts of it actually that are kind of beautiful. I'm going to say some of the chords that happen, like in that echoey part in the main chorus, and then the relationship in a lot of different instruments with intervals, which just means you've got two notes happening at the same time, which basically is like a harmony, but sometimes interval usage can go a little more in depth. So if you have a melody and you put a simple harmony above it, it will be in perfect harmony there, but sometimes you can be a little more daring and add the interval down below the melody and have it not be quite so close, like have it be too close or too, kind of really far away. And it's less comfortable. It really sort of pushes your listening. It pushes the boundaries, which sort of brings an edge to this. It makes it kind of cool. So that's what I was hearing, not just in the vocals, but in the guitar work. And guitars by nature sometimes do that. The 80s guitar work where the setting that it's on is going to play more than one note, sort of. It's hard to describe. It's easier to do that on guitar than it is, say, a string instrument like violin, viola, cello, bass, to play two notes at the same time, which we call a double stop. It's really hard to get it perfectly in tune. So you have to work a lot of years to get those just right. But there was a really neat relationship with these intervals, with the different harmonies. Let's actually see if we can go back and find a few of those. There. Lonely heart, and then heart, bum bum. That right there. That's a perfect fourth. So it just means four notes away, and it's going to be a little bit more striking. So two notes that are 4 notes away or 5 notes away are going to be a little more striking like that. And that's one thing that really brings out this main chorus. Let's hear it some more. You hear the mellotron over the top. Nice. Ooh, I like that low note. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop and talk about that little orchestra hit thing. I remember hearing that, like I said, like over the loudspeaker at the pool. I remember hearing that funny little thing that, to me, doesn't that just sort of call out the 80s? I think it just does. It's a lot of fun. And it definitely brings more of an edge to the song. Okay, but now the interval work. Let's hear some more, because now we're headed into it with this little solo section. So we've got 2 notes the whole time. Whew. that's a more traditional guitar riff right there. And it's really catchy. It's a little surprising. It's one of those where you think that in the compositional process that one person thinks of one little riff and has a fun little thing and they bring it to the table, and another person, hey, and I have this, and then someone else says, oh, and I have this. And sometimes those elements are placed together and they were not created at the same time together. I feel like maybe that line either was a starting point or was brought in additionally. I don't know. It's not like it doesn't fit. It's not, but it does sort of stand out a little bit. But it was also a really nice moment to ground us there, because that instrument solo was really uncomfortable, like in a cool way though, right? Because we have the two notes with the intervals there. And so we had to have something to kind of bring us back. So we got out of the echoey and the part, and then that's a really cool solo with the two notes. And then the entrance of the bass line that came in there, and it kind of like swooped in. And this is sort of the little sparkle moments from this band that I'm expecting, are those quick changes and then sort of a sweeping kind of feel. Let's see if we can go back and hear that. That little, it was quite abrupt, but I think it was needed. Woo. Yeah. That's such a cool riff. I love it. Now listen for the bass. Nice. Bring the drums back in. A little bit of synthesizer sound. Oh, I love the little sparkles up there, right? Awesome. More intervals. Oh. There. That right there, that is definitely a fingerprint of this band, is bringing in the higher voice up there. That's John's voice up there. I like the layering of all these intervals. And again, they are pushing the boundaries. They're spread out, and that's really cool. It's very catchy. It is kind of mainstream. Yeah, I see why this was such a big hit. And I think it does have enough of the flavor of this band to appreciate it. I'm sure there are some people out there who maybe it's not their favorite, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit too mainstream. I don't know. It's a pretty good song. All right, I want to check out the lyrics. I was so distracted with all of this that I forgot to listen. I tried. Okay. Move yourself. You always live your life. Never thinking of the future. Prove yourself. You are the move you make. Take your chances, winner or loser. See yourself. You are the steps you take. This song is like it really is in my brain, and so I'm the words are playing out, the lyrics are playing out in my head as I'm reading this. I hope I'm describing this experience appropriately. It's really a cool thing because it's just somewhere in there in my subconsciousness. Okay. Shake yourself, your every move you make. So the story goes, owner of a lonely heart, much better than a owner of a broken heart. Okay, I never caught that before. Okay, now I get it. Say you don't want to chance it. You've been hurt so before. Watch it now. The eagle in the sky. That seems like a nod to Roundabout. How he danced in one and only. I don't know. It could just be freedom. No, not for pity's sake. There's no real reason to be lonely. Be yourself. Give your free will a chance. You've got to want to succeed. After my own indecision, they confused me so. Owner of a lonely heart. My love said, never question your will at all. In the end, you've got to go. Look before you leap. Owner of a lonely heart. And you don't hesitate at all. No. Yow. Okay. I see. That's the no. Right. Okay. Oh, funny. Sooner or later, each conclusion will decide the lonely heart, owner of a lonely heart. It will excite, it will delight, it will give a better start. Don't deceive your free will at all. Just receive it. Wow. Okay. Acceptance. It's okay to be okay. I like that message. It does it say that like relationships or partnerships, is it saying don't trust them completely, or is it saying just go with the flow and some you can trust and some you can't? And that it doesn't really matter as long as you're confident in yourself? Wow. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a sad story completely, or maybe it has a nice ending, a happy ending. Okay. Owner of a lonely heart. So I've known that title and those words, and I cannot believe I didn't put it together with this song. I just had no idea. But here we are, and those words in my head were more sad, I think. Like a breakup, like reeling from a breakup, but that's not completely what this is. It might be, but no, it's more like healing and being just happy with yourself. That's really cool. I love it. Wow. Okay. Again, wasn't expecting this. So there's at least one more spot that I want to go to here. Let's see, where was it? Actually, I think we're coming up on it. It has to do with the bass line. There was piano and a bass line in there. Let's see, right around here. Yeah. Okay, let me turn my keyboard on here. There's like a little pitch bend in there. Let's hear it again. It's really keyboard heavy, piano heavy. Ooh. Yeah, that little key change there, little modulation. You hear John up there, I love it. That's a lot of the kind of singing he did with the songs that I heard with John and Vangelis right there. So that is such a cool keyboard line. Love it. Okay, that was Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. Obviously, this is a bit of a shock, but it was a really fun surprise. I can definitely hear those little touches, those stylistic choices from the early 70s Yes that I've heard so far, and some of John Anderson with his work with Vangelis. But then, the shock there of that this song has been in my brain somewhere for most of my life, and I just never realized. So this was a lot of fun, and I do have a new appreciation for this song. I never really appreciated it before. I do think, though, that it is different enough that maybe some hardcore fans from the 70s might not like this as much, but I don't know. Maybe it was well received. You just never know when the evolution of a band is going to be well received. So was this? I mean, it's such a big hit, but go ahead and let me know. What are your opinions out there about this? But it's still a good song, and I'm glad I got to hear it. And I love the message. It's a great message, too. This is great. So is this going to go on my playlist? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. So yeah, it's going to join the other two along with John and Vangelis. And then I believe Rick Wakeman was not a part of this, but I've done some of his other stuff, like Journey to the Center of the Earth, things like that. And this was really a lot of fun. What a great little surprise. So thanks for coming along with me, and I'll be listening to it some more. And as always, just remember, you don't have to be perfect. Just be okay. And keep listening.